Hello and welcome back. This is Deborah Peters. Thank you for tuning in to my podcast and vlog, Neuroscience for Success, and this new series, The Journey of the Mastery of Your Mind. And I'm here again today with my fabulous co-host, Richard Daniel Curtis.
Hello!
I love that so much. So we've been prepping for this vlog offline for about the last half hour, and I'm really excited to share this with you. We wanted to actually get on a topic of one of our viewers that has sent us an email. Taylor, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. Shout out to Taylor. And Taylor sent an email and she was saying, talk to us about like how to roll with other people's perceptions and how to come to terms with external feedback that you're getting or not getting, as the case may be, in your relationships at work or in your marriage or with your friends. And it really ties in nicely to what we were talking about offline. So you want to kick it up, Richard?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when we finished our last vlog, we were talking about flow. We were talking about how actually you want to get yourself into flow, and it's really much harder work if you end up trying to go against flow. And it's no different with the people you surround yourself with. One of the big things that I've had to do, and I'm sure Deborah, you've had to do the same as well, is choose who you spend your time with, because actually you can't change your family. You can't change the personality of your family, their beliefs, their value systems. That's not for you to do. It's not for you to impose. However, what you can do is make sure you surround yourself in other ways with people who inspire you, who push you on, who make you move forward. One of the big things one of the big shifts that I've made is that actually I have, I have a very good, strong circle of friends who kind of know me, but have known me for like 20, 25 years. And so they know the old me. They know that, when they first met me, I was a bullied, emotional wreck, for goodness sake. And now, on the other hand, I'm doing all these things around the world in different continents. I've got all these books, I've done all this work, all the rest of it, Now, I've changed in that time, and I love my friends really dearly, and I enjoy spending time with them, all the rest of it. However, if I want to go out and be inspired, they won't want me saying this, but if I want to go out and be inspired and be pushed on to the next level, then actually they would all freely admit that they don't quite understand where my life is, what my journey is, what's happening. They're really interested, they're really supportive, but they don't quite get what's happening. And so I choose to also make sure that I spend a good amount of time with people who do get that and who are in front of me on that journey. And this is a really key thing, because you need to be a little bit, you want to be the stupidest person in the room, for want of a better phrase.
Always. I put that in my book in the leadership chapter. If you're the smartest person in the room and you're the CEO, you have a problem, right? But I wanted to switch on to this because you said something really powerful, and it's about perception. It is really important to surround yourself with people that are not just with you, but they're for you.
Yeah.
And they're pushing you up the hill just as a baseline to the relationship, like you and I are. You share something with me and like, I am your greatest cheerleader. I'm like, yes, Richard, how can we make this bigger? But that's who I am as a person. And I remember when I first got into coaching, oh my gosh, for you coaches out there, it really can be lonely. So you need to surround yourself. Now, really be careful about this, because you need to surround yourself with people that are peers, that are supportive, not competitive. And I think this is true in every relationship. And so what it means is it's about choosing people that are secure within themselves, that are confident within themselves, that don't feel threatened by someone else's success. You want to be celebrating who that other person is on every level and supporting them on every level, not making it this conditional relationship that if you stay down here and they're not threatened by how awesome you're becoming, then you're good buddies. You want to be with people that are like, no, you're here, you can take it here, and how can I support you?
Exactly.
Right?
It's so true. And it's interesting you bring in the competitive stuff, because the risk is doing what we do. You know, I work in, you know, the behavior expert field, or the behavior field is incredibly competitive.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely surprised by it. You know, having, yeah, and likewise, you know, if I go back to my teaching career, teaching is incredibly competitive, and so you're not necessarily always surrounded by people who have got your best interests at heart, that want to support you with that growth, who want to pull you up to where you can be.
Yes.
Actually, you end up with people coming into your life who actually want to be there before you, and so take your ideas, or, you know, or say, oh, I've done that, it doesn't work, or it does work, and, you know, kind of put you down to make sure they're putting you in the place.
Yeah, I know. So, you know, it's interesting. It's just interesting as you navigate your own life and to be circumspect of the people that you surround yourself with. And so I've gone through periods in my life where I didn't have any friends for a while because the people that I had been spending time with weren't secure in themselves and they couldn't support me as I grew. And it caused ripples in the relationship as I was expanding and I was growing. And so sometimes you just kind of got to do that purge and just sort of step back from everyone and really cultivate a relationship with yourself. Become your own best friend. And when you do that, you get to this place inside yourself, at least I have. You get to this place inside yourself where, you know, you don't care what other people think of you. And this is a really healthy place to get to, because people can only, and I've taught this so many times in the seminars that I've run in the past, and I do it when I'm coaching a company. A person can only see you based on how they see their own capacity. So if you're coming in all, you know, excited and thrilled about this big thing you're doing, but they could never see themselves going that distance, how can they support you? So you always want to be mentoring up. I think that's the phrase, you know, mentor up. Surround yourself with people that they're really secure within themselves and they get the value of friendship. And that what that means is supporting you in your growth, even if they're challenged by it. So they can get out of their own way and not make it about them, but to actually support you, even if they're not feeling it. Does that make sense?
Yes, I agree completely with you. I mean, it's one of the things that you have to be secure in what you're doing, what your why is, what is your mission, what are you setting out to achieve, and also, you need to remember, everyone needs to remember, that you're not in a competition against anyone else. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. Compare yourself to yourself. The only person to compete with is yourself. You're
Right.
doing this to make yourself a better person. So therefore, make sure that every day you do something that is better than the last day. Is better than yesterday. You know, that's why we're doing this. Actually, I don't care about, you know, the other people in my field. I don't care, you know, about what journey they're on. Actually, you know, I am not fussed at all. However, I do know that people with very closed mindsets are. So, for example, I know that going through my marketing system, there are several people who would view themselves as my competition, and they're going in there, and I think that's wonderful. If ever that happens to you, certainly in business growth, if ever that happens to you, that's really good, because that shows that keeping an eye on you. They see you either as a threat or they're trying to copy you. They're trying to see what you're doing and they're trying to do it. So it's a really good compliment. So I love the fact that I've got some of my competitors in my funnel going through my marketing and my sales process. I think absolutely fascinating and jolly good on them.
Yeah, because the thing is you'll take it and make it your own. And there's a saying like there's no original thought. We're all just tapping into the quantum field, and then we're relating to that information based on our own sense of reality, and we're creating our own processes and beliefs and thought patterns from that, So it's okay. The important thing is that you really just get secure enough within yourself, and then you trust yourself above all else. And so it takes a minute. Like, you've got to kind of step back and cultivate time for yourself every day, so you can get to that place within yourself. That age-old book, Know Thyself, right? That's the key to happiness, is knowing yourself, because at the end of the day, no one's going to know anything about you better than you know about you. And if you continually look outside of yourself for answers, you will be sort of like led around like that, fish hook in the mouth kind of thing, and really not honoring you. And that will cause you to not bring the best of you to the table and live a life fulfilled. So I hope that answers your question, Taylor, that, it's perception's reality. And I just sent a video message recently to someone that I sit on a board, and you know how boards can get a little wonky when people get frustrated or they want to be in control, but they really don't have the leadership skills to manage the control. And there was all these emails flying back and forth. And I'm not big about dealing with sensitive issues via text or email or even phone for that matter. It's like, if we can sit down eyeball to eyeball, that's always better. It's always going to resolve things much more efficiently. So I thought, okay, what's an intermediate step to get some FaceTime with this person where we can sort this through? So I recorded him a video message and I sent it off to him, and I said, I'm recording this video message because when we're reading emails, we can put whatever tonality, whatever attitude, whatever belief system, whatever judgment we want onto that email. And that attitude and that perception and that judgment is going to be based on how we view that person inside our own mind. So if we look at someone and we go, they are arrogant, or they don't know what they're talking about, or they're just difficult, or they're causing me problems. If we view someone, however we view someone is how we're going to perceive the tone of an email or a text message or maybe even a phone call. So if you can actually deliver something where there's some eye-to-eye contact, and you can look at the person's body language, you can see the smile on their face, you can look into their eyes, you get a sense and you get a feeling, and there's a tonality, there's a cadence to the speech, there's voice inflection, there's so much there that it just, I was hoping that would have bridged the gap in our communication. So I'm that kind of person where I'll just like get really creative to create the next level of conversation.
Absolutely, and it's so true. It's so true. And I have to say that's actually bang on time, Deborah, for finishing.
Did we do it again? Did we just like boom right on the spot? There you go.
That's almost to the minute. My goodness me.
That's awesome. We're good at that. So tell me, like, what's your one? What would you like to leave everybody with today?
So my one is, don't compete with the world, compete with yourself.
Yeah, I love it. And my one is that I think what we're talking about here is an age-old principle, and that is the difference between the creative mind and the competitive mind. And society is built on competitive mindset, that there's never enough, someone else is going to get yours if you don't get it first, that you have to one-up people. I am encouraging you to step into the creative mind, where you know that you can always answer your own problems and have an answer to those questions, because you're responsible for all of your experiences. That's my, yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. So on that note, we're jonesing for 1,000 subscribers right now. That's our objective. That's our little short-term goal. And so we're just so happy to have you here. And if you would be willing to share it with your tribe, we'd be ever so grateful. And leave some comments. What do you want us to train on next time we do this vlog? Because we'll cover that too. Right, Richard?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for listening. And I look forward to hearing your feedback.
Yeah. Many blessings. Voila.